Louis, of course, another lengthy trip for us this weekend, a slightly different focus in that it's a different competition with the FA Trophy at Hereford. But first off the back of Tuesday, how was kind of getting a bit of load back into the boys' bin and training and all that kind of thing in the build-up to this weekend?
Yeah, it was good to get the boys back on the pitch today. The game on Tuesday, upon reflection and analysing the game and giving our feedback to the boys, was positives. We carried out our game plan for 90% of the game on Tuesday in terms of how we controlled the game, how we got ourselves into attacking areas, and we've just pulled out a couple of things that we went through on the training pitch today to improve our patterns of play and how we want to attack and hurt teams, but also which doubles up as preparation for Hereford tomorrow.
Yeah, and you mentioned Hereford tomorrow in terms of them as opponents. A side you played a couple of years ago in the National League North, although a lot of new faces both in the dugout and on the pitch on both sides since those days. But how are you looking ahead to the tie itself? Because of course you played a side at the same level in the last round.
Yeah, we approach it like any other game. It's the most important game because it's the next. They've got some real good calibre in the team, players of vast experience that have played at high level in Football League. That needs to be respected. Ultimately, you have to beat what's in front of you. So regardless of what division, the team that we play, we're just playing the next team in the next round of this competition that we want to be successful in and to get through. So there'll be no change of mindset for us. If anything, there'll be a few boys that might get an opportunity starting, which hasn't been the case for them in the last couple of games. So the motivation and the arousal should be higher potentially for them individuals. Will be channeled obviously within our group and to make sure that they execute the game plan and play within the structure. But ultimately, there's players that are going to be putting a good show on to fight for league spots when it comes to team selection, and also we want to be successful in this competition. So yeah, everyone's focused and approaching it just like we would any other game.
Yeah, and one less face in the dugout, unfortunately, this weekend with Rob unable to be there tomorrow. But how does that really change preparation at all from yours and Carl's point of view? Obviously, you might well be playing yourself, so Carl could be kind of not running alone, but with a little less support than he's maybe used to in the dugout.
Yeah, unfortunately, Rob can't make it. He's undergoing an operation today to correct an injury that he picked up when he was doing some of his training duties alongside his coaching and his technical director role a few months ago. So it's just timing's never been quite right, especially since he's come in as manager. So he just had to get it done sooner rather than later, and this weekend presented an opportunity. But the carryover does it change anything for the group? It doesn't whatsoever in terms of myself, Carl, Rob, Fraser, Josh, all working together collaboratively, Dale in the background, Skins as well. We work as a team and we've got open communication throughout the week. And Rob is, we've been on the phone to Rob today, and we'll be on the phone to Rob tonight and tomorrow just to bounce ideas, because that's the way that he sets the president as manager, that he wants us all to work collectively and all have to have our roles, and to so that it's a collaborative effort essentially. For the boys in particular, we've got a fantastic group who are professional and maintain the group from within. So sometimes it's the easiest role for us as coaches to manage and shape that, because they look after themselves with some real good leaders in there, and their professional pride will come to the top as well. So yeah, obviously we want our manager there because he's our figurehead, but it's just a good opportunity for us to show that what he's guided us so far and what he's taught us so far, that ultimately we can carry out them roles and the game plan with or without him.
Yeah, and in terms of the team news itself ahead of tomorrow, of course, one temporary outgoing with Jordan Hunter going on loan to South Shields until the end of the season. But what is it from a coach and staff perspective that sort of made that deal feel right at this moment in time?
It just felt right for Jordan's long-term development, to be honest with you. Jordan's got talent, everyone knows that. His qualities in possession, his combinations, his link up, his movement off the ball, how he can receive the ball in tight areas is really crucial and is really exciting for us long term. There's parts of his game that we just ultimately felt as if wasn't going to get him games week in, week out with us in the first team, and it's just one of them decisions that you have to make as a coaching team when you're working with young players. yes, we want to get the results that we want, but we're always process driven. So whether that's working on the structure to get the result from a game, or whether it's to get the most out of our players in terms of working on the training pitch, to get them to their potential longer term. But with Jordan's case, obviously it's a case of getting games week in, week out, hence why he's went out on loan. And then for the team for tomorrow, there'll be some players that'll be rested from Tuesday's game completely out the squad, because we need a little bit of a deload for them, and it's right for them that with the upcoming schedule of Tuesday, Saturdays and a lot of away trips, we need players to be fresh, and we need to give them the opportunity to rest when possible. And there'll be a few lads that'll be potentially taken out of the team but still within the squad. But what we've tried to establish over the last couple of months is real competition in every area of our team, and we do have that. So like I previously mentioned to one of your questions, we're going to have lads that are going to be chomping at the bit who's not necessarily quality or ability has not got them into the team. It's just whether it's been a string of performances or whether it's been another player taking that chance and keeping the shirt. So this bit of rotation would always happen, whether it's a cup game or a league game. So everyone will be looking to take that chance as well.
Yeah, and how important is that rotation side of things? I know from a player's perspective, there's probably not going to be many lads who are going to kind of come to you themselves and say, oh, I want to miss a game or anything like that. But as you say there, with the amount of games that you have, you probably can't really have the same 11 lads playing, Tuesday, Saturday, week in, week out every week.
No. First of all, we are fully aware of how demanding our style of play is in and out of possession. Out of possession, we expect to counter press really high and really aggressively. We don't allow teams to have the ball for long before we're getting after the ball. In possession, we have a lot of demand in terms of for the back lads to try and play a high, strong line, which means that the space that they have to protect at times on the counter attack, or whether it's long ball direct play for our teams, for our player in the teams higher up the pitch, we have movements off the ball which you expect them to do it, and they accumulate a lot of load come the end of the game. A lot of high speed running as well. So we're aware of that, and that's why you need that competition and rotation, because this league is demanding. You're going to pick up injuries anyway, but even more so with the games that have been called off over the last couple of months. We're going to have Saturday, Tuesday games where we're obviously going to focus on the process, and we're going to focus on playing our way, but we all work towards having them outcomes, and we're going to want to win games winning our style, but ultimately want to win games as well. So to keep fresh legs is going to be really important for that, and that's where the collective buy-in from everyone comes in terms of, like you said, no one's going to potentially actively be putting the hand up to be rotated out or to be taking a rest, but it's that buy-in that if your teammate takes your shirt, that you do everything to support them and then take your chance, whether it's off the bench or the next game. And that's how that kind of stronger, cohesive group will overcome any kind of personal sort of or individual mentality.